Let me ask you about the volunteer fund. It's my understanding that there's 2 signatures required to.
That was mine.
On each and every one of them?
That was mine. The volunteer fund had been in place ever since I can remember. And what we always did with it, we used it as a pay it forward program. Okay? That was one of the things I was proudest about. Alan Brumusini, who was the chief of Phoenix Fire Department, was my mentor. And they have a very sophisticated, very cool customer service program. Now, realizing I'm not Phoenix Fire, but we created our own customer service program. So every donation that came in, it was strictly donation money that was ever put in there. Every donation that ever came in, we as volunteers, the volunteer group, used for problems in customer service. If somebody came to you, one of the firefighters, and they couldn't pay their electricity bill or what, didn't have groceries or whatever, without a question asked, we got $100 out, put it in an envelope, and gave it to them. What we discovered is the $100 was cheaper than us responding to a scene of domestic violence or, place burning down or something like that. We were all terribly proud about it. We donated money to the 9/11 fund. We sent some money back to a fire department in North Carolina that flooded out. We used it for things like that. Never to take care of our own internally, but we always used it for others. We figured other people gave it to us, we could pass it. And I was terribly proud of it because it seemed like for a long time, if we gave away $300, we got $600 back in somehow. We'd go out and do a great job with somebody out on the scene, an accident scene, then we get a little note saying, "Thank you very much, hope this helps." Went way above and beyond on a drowning victim, and they donated money. It was just, I thought it was working great. Okay? Never questioned it. Never questioned it. If somebody made a recommendation, we also used it to send flowers to family members, which that's a whole nother issue. But if you're one of my volunteers and your wife or mother or somebody had died or was in the hospital, we used the volunteer fund to send somebody, flowers from Hartsel Fire. It was just a way of taking care of the people around us. I was terribly proud of it. One of my guys backed over a kid's wagon, and we just went out and bought the kid a wagon out of the volunteer fund, replaced it. No hassles, no complaints. Just sorry about that. We'll get you money. Terribly proud of it. After the fact, and we just basically got into it, Susie comes to me and she says, "Jay, look at the volunteer fund. Money transferred again from the general fund into it. Money taken out. Huge amounts of money taken out." And I said, "Susie, I don't understand. That money shouldn't have been able to come out, because that's a savings account. That's all that is. It takes 2 signatures and a withdrawal slip to get it out." I said, "I have signed a few of those slips, but I have not signed this amount of slips. I don't know." We spent some time on it, and myself and the board and Pete think we figured out how she did it. I bought 2 gig of a scan for the office, and Pete proved it to us. Basically, what we think happened is she scanned in either my signature or a deposit withdrawal slip with my signature on it. We can print it right off. And I wouldn't believe that until Pete put in a Clark Post bill that I had signed and printed it off, and I could not tell which was the original and which was the duplicate. And that's the only way we could figure it out.
sign a blank
Yes.
deposit
Yes.
or withdrawal slip?
Yes. I'd come into the office, she said, look, we got a little deal. Sign this, I need to get a couple $100 out of it. Never even thought about it. So yes, I'd sign blank ones.
So now the withdrawal slips are showing up with thousands on instead of hundreds.
Yeah.
Well,
That was another crusher.
probably along those lines, then, I've taken a look at those withdrawal slips, and I'm seeing some differences in terms of where they're signed and how they're showing up on the withdrawal slip.
Kevin, I'd probably sign 10 over the year.
How about over since 1994 or 2004?
I don't even know.
More than 10?
Oh, yeah, I'd say that.
More than 20?
I don't think so. More than about one a month, I got the question. You know, if there was, and that was part of the deal on that account, is that when we originally set up the Pay It Forward program, one of the things we agreed upon is that if you, Kevin, are having a problem, it's none of everybody else's business, okay? Rather than explaining to each and every of us what the problem is, we all agree we could trust it enough that if somebody thought there was a problem and had somebody, we just paid it. You know, tell them $100.
And receipts?
Just $100 bill and an envelope. And that's the way I thought it was working. So if I came in and she said, we got a little problem, will you sign a withdrawal? No problem. Never questioned it.
Do you know how much money you guys made on deposits?
I had it in the back of my head. I thought there was about $4,500 in there that had come in and being maintained. Okay, I thought approximately $4,500 in that account. And the reason I tell you that was because in 2000 we were short money buying a truck we wanted to buy, so we took $4,500 out of the volunteer account to put towards the purchase of that truck, and started rebuilding the fund. And I thought we were back up around $4,500.
How much money do you think you made on donations to the volunteer fund?
Maybe $2,000-3,000 a year, if that.
That's less than that.
If that. It depended on the year. Now, you have to understand, if somebody made a donation and it said Hartsel Fire Protection District, it had to go to the general fund. If it said Hartsel Fire or Hartsel Volunteer Fire, that's where it went into that account. And I'm just going by, there again, looking at a simple bank statement would have solved the problem.